We invited Chris Crecilius to come in from Memphis, Tennessee and help us out. Chris, welcome to Truck Pros. And what did you bring for us?
We've got our new Max Energy Power programmer. We're going to be able to plug this thing in and reprogram the computer on this truck to increase the horsepower and torque, and more importantly, help you out with your fuel mileage.
Yeah, because when you're towing, I mean, your fuel mileage sucks, let me tell you.
Absolutely.
It's terrible. Okay, now you need to go under the hood and tear a computer apart or what?
Oh, that's the beautiful thing about our programmer. You don't have to get under the hood. You don't have to get your hands dirty. You don't really have to have any mechanical knowledge of the vehicle. We can just plug this thing in under the diagnostic port under the dash and go through a few steps. And in a matter of 10 or 15 minutes, you've got extra performance and better fuel mileage.
So this is anybody can do it?
Absolutely, anybody can do this.
Chris, you've got everything in the box there. What all comes in the box?
We give you everything you need to install the programmer on the vehicle, including the programmer itself and the cable to plug into the diagnostic port. But we also provide you with a USB cable and our tuner update software to be able to support any updates that you might have to do to the programmer. The CD also has an installation video that you can plug in and watch a step-by-step guide on how to install it. And we've also got a complete full instruction sheets available on here too. And you've got a quick start guide that comes in the box that's kind of like when you buy electronics and you've got the basics on how to plug it in and get it started, because you know how us guys are, none of us want to read the directions, so this will at least give us the basics to plug it in and get it going and get it programmed, and then you can go back and read the full instruction sheets and get the full benefits from the programmer.
All right, let's reprogram this thing.
The first thing we do is plug our programmer into the diagnostic port under the dash. On this Cummins, it's right up under here. Now that we've got it plugged into the diagnostic port, the screen on the programmer will take you through each step of the programming process. The first thing it'll show is the year and make of your vehicle and some additional information. The first step is to turn the key to the run position. So we've got the key here, but you don't want to start the vehicle. We just want to turn it to where you hear the door chime. And typically when you're programming these vehicles, we want to make sure that there's no power accessories on while you're going through the programming process. You want to make sure that your stereo's turned off, the blower motor and your fan on your air conditioner's turned off, that you don't have any of the lights on. We also needed to unplug the fuse on this vehicle for the aftermarket trailer brake. Any aftermarket accessories like stereo equipment, trailer brakes, satellite radios, anything that you might have that will draw voltage from the battery when the key's in the run position, you'll need to pull the fuses for those. So we've pulled the fuse for the trailer brake out there, and we've got everything turned off, so now we're ready to go through the programming process. So we just hit the Y button to start the programming process. The first step in the programming process is to go through the diagnostics. Our programmers are able to read the diagnostic trouble codes and clear the check engine light. So it'll go into diagnostic mode, it'll read the computer and read your trouble codes. Now on this truck it looks like we've got two trouble codes, so we want to view and see what they are. And you can write these down and then contact your service manual or your local dealer and see what the trouble codes mean. So once we've read those and write those down, we'll check on those and make sure that there's nothing that's critical that needs to be repaired on the truck. But you hit yes and it'll clear the trouble codes out. So when to continue, you press no, and it'll tell you that the DTCs must be cleared before the programming process starts. So just to clear the DTCs, press Y, so we're going to press Y. Just clearing out those trouble codes, and now we're ready to start the programming process. The programmer mode will tell you to press yes to start the programming process. Again, this is all with the key in the run position. The first option you get is to install the Hypertech power tuning. Now, with our tuning on the diesels, we have three stages or three power levels, stage 1, 2, and 3. So it'll give us three options on this truck. For the 06 Cummins, our stage 1 tune gives you a 30 additional horsepower at the rear wheel, stage 2 is 75 horsepower, and stage 3 is 113 horsepower. So you have those three options on this truck. You'll have three options on every diesel truck to select from. On gasoline vehicles, typically you have a regular fuel and a premium fuel option to select with. So we want to install the Hypertech tunings. We press yes. Use your up and down arrows to select which stage that you want. Once you've picked the stage, then you hit the yes button. We're going to install stage 2 on this truck. This is our middle power setting. Now our tuning's totally safe to tow with even in the highest setting for what the vehicle is rated to tow from the factory. So this 2500 series Cummins truck is rated to tow, say, 12,000 pounds. We can install the high power setting and have all that extra available horsepower and torque to tow with what the truck's rated to tow. For normal everyday driving around town, typically stage 2 or stage 1 will give you better fuel economy than stage 3. So we're going to load in stage 2. But you can always go back and program it to another stage when you're towing and you want some additional power. So we'll hit Y on the programmer. Another feature on the Cummins is the ability to recalibrate the speedometer if you've put larger size tires or changed the rear end gear ratio.